So what do you think? Glad you missed it?
Yeah, that's for sure. It gives you the appreciation of today's fire code and building codes, and in sort of a grim way, you could almost see how that sort of got people thinking that, hey, maybe we shouldn't have our walls of our buildings lined with oilcloth and cotton wallpaper, and maybe we should have some kind of a person on duty, like they mentioned in the Okanagan Hotel account there, that they didn't have a desk clerk there at night, and maybe they should now have one there that, you know, if there was something going on, that he could alert the staff or the guests, you know, to get them out faster than they did. So you can kind of see how the basis or the bottom of our fire codes way back when started to build on what they are today.
And unfortunately, a lot of times it's significant events and major death or major losses that actually instigate or initiate the changes to codes, and so everything's good until something there's some disaster, and then they'll try to improve it to stop it for next time.
When you go through the minute books, it's really interesting reading. Some of the most influential citizens of the community were members of the fire department, and when you read through the minute books, the mayor and councillors were attended as guests to the monthly meetings, where they had drinks and cigars and played pool and played cards, and it was a social hub of the community in one respect, the fire department, because of the influence it had on the community and the individuals that were involved. And you can read through where the councillors attended, lots of them made more meetings than the firefighters probably, and you know, the more or less in those days, the things in the community to do in the evening, there wasn't all the things there is today, movie theaters and that kind of thing. You made your own, so they played cards, played pool, and of course had a few drinks and drank and smoked their cigars and had grand times at the fire hall. And the mayor, it's always in the minutes where the mayor and council stood up at the meeting and thanked the members for having them at the meeting, and inviting them to participate in the social after, which was always after the meetings. We never ever, when I was in, I never ever recall having anything, drinks or anything social, until after the business meeting was concluded and adjourned, and then the social began.
In on your face.
I'm all dry now.
You're all dry now? And I'm going to zoom in on your face, and we're going to do the same thing, and I'm going to get some closer shots. Okay, close your eyes. That's good. We'll do that one again, actually. That was a really good one.
That was a really good one, but we'll do one more just in case. Perfect, do it again.
Are you used to that?
Well, no, because in theater, it's a different story entirely.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Since it was such a good one, I can actually
play with the next one.
Play with the next one. And action. Okay, we'll do it again.
Again?
Yes, again.
I have my gopher out here.
Here's the shoes. From the third story. A little further, past the white pole. Action!
Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my right hand dog.
You just ruined my shot.
My name is Ron Candy. I'm Director-Curator here at the Greater Vernon Museum Archives. The unique thing about museums is that it's all about objects, and the Vernon Museum, of course, is no exception. We have quite a number of objects in our collection, and very unique objects relative to the history of the North Okanagan. When we come into a museum, we read about history, we hear about history, and until we actually see the object, history is something we only envision in our minds. But when we see the objects, history suddenly becomes very alive. The Vernon Museum is full of very unique objects. One unique collection that we have here at the Vernon Museum are original watercolor paintings by Alan Brooks. Alan Brooks was a well-known, world-known wildlife illustrator, ornithologist, naturalist, and we have probably one of the largest collections, I would say, in Western Canada here in Vernon. But we're the only museum in Canada, and as far as we know in North America, that display Brooks material on a permanent basis. We have a permanent gallery just for Alan Brooks. There's also Axel Ebring, who was a potter, a studio potter. That is to say, he operated in a small studio here in Vernon, mined his clay locally, and fired them in a wood kiln. And Axel died in 1954, so most of his pots, his pieces, date from the 1930s and 40s. And he also had a very unique glaze. He also had a very unique shape to his objects. We're very fortunate to have one of the largest, if not the largest, collection of his pieces right here. And of course, there's other individuals like Tommy Brayshaw, and he was very well known for his fish illustrations. His pieces are now highly sought after by collectors, but also by museums. Here at the museum, we have the only known plaster mold of a lake trout that was done in the 30s by Tommy. Vernon's history, so far as military goes, even goes back to the Boer War, when we had a contingent of 13 individuals that went to South Africa with the Strathcona Horse, the Lord Strathcona Horse, and they were given Queen South Africa medals for their time overseas, and they were only handed out to the Lord Strathcona Horse. And as near as we can tell, I think they've accounted for about 35 or 40 of them. We have 2. And it doesn't end there. Our military collections, we have again unique pieces, World War I memorabilia, because of the Vernon Army Camp, which has been there for well over 100 years up on the hill. We have a very unique history that goes right back to World War I. We have the regimental records of BC Dragoons, the war diaries. And we also have an operating linotype machine. It is about the size of a smart car and weighs about as much as a large pickup truck. It's heavy. We have pieces on our agricultural history and of course early ranching. And we even have an ode to the cowboy. And so we try to cover the history of the North Okanagan in its entirety, right from the very early years. In fact, we even have a small section on the woolly mammoth and the bison. We have an extensive butterfly and moth collection, and we've had entomologists come in and just to see that collection. We've been told by our peers, by other museums, and by people who use our archives that it is one of the best research facilities they've used. There's no point in having the information if it's not accessible, so we take great pride in making sure that all the information we gather, and we're talking a lot of information in the archives. We've got over 800 square feet of storage area just for diaries and newspapers and photographs, 24,000 photographs alone. Which are all on a database and which are all accessible through a computer program. It's a standardized system where if a researcher comes into this archives, he knows that the systems we have in place are just like those in Victoria, at the Victoria Provincial Archives or the Federal Archives in Ottawa. So we're very proud of the archives, very proud of that research facility that we have, but it's just another part of the museum that a lot of people don't realize is there. It's a little more than a library. It is a research facility where original source material is kept. Vernon has a very unique history in terms of who lived here. We have great writers, we have artists of world renown, we have composers of world renown. On and on it goes. We have 2 individuals that lived here in Vernon who received the Order of Canada, and one of those medals we have here in our collection. And of course, all these events, all these various things, all have objects related to them, all have documents related to them, pictures, things of that nature. And all these bits of flotsam from history end up here at the museum. And we're very proud of what we have.
Today we're at OKI Ranch, which is in the township of Spolishing, just north of Vernon. It's our opening day event. It's free admission for everybody. We have numerous exhibitors. We have a Victorian tea. We have hay rides today, and we're launching a new exhibit in the museum. OKI Ranch has all kinds of things that interest all our visitors. We've got a model railway, we've got a number of rare breed animals, and of course we have all of the historic buildings. We open today and we stay open until Thanksgiving long weekend, and all season long we have events. This is the place to be in the summertime. We welcome visitors from all over the world. You can check out our website for a variety of different activities, events, rodeos, miniature horse shows, and there's always something happening here. New this year, we have a cowboy dinner show that's going to run every Friday night during July and August, and people can pick up their tickets online or at our reception desk, or just give me a call, and that's going to be a premier event. We've got Rob Dinwiddie and friends entertaining, and it'll be storytelling and western singing and roping, and we'll have a big campfire and a gourmet chuck wagon buffet. So we hope that people will come out and enjoy the flavor and the culture of BC's early ranching history. The kids love the animals. And after we drag them away from the animals, we'll be lambing in May, so we'll have a number of different babies on the ranch. We have lambs, we have horses, we have, oh gosh, what do we have? All kinds of rare birds and ducks. And we also have heritage candy in our general store, so that's the other big draw for the kids. We welcome groups of all sizes, so if you have a family reunion, if you know someone who's getting married. But anyway, we have special rates for groups of all kinds, so don't be shy about giving us a call, because we look forward to taking care of everybody.
They search everywhere, but none can compare.
It's a great place for a family to come and spend the afternoon.